Maybe time's just a construct of human perception, an illusion created by...
Everybody loves to talk about existentialism and think about the end of the universe where everything you did in your life will be forgotten by everyone. Because now, nothing exists and maybe never existed at all because there will be nothing. Just like everything started with nothing, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Thankfully, this will not be about the endless nothing of the universe and you, but instead, the hope found when everything you fear is lost, but the never-ending demon known as time remembers. And what better way to look at the themes of remembering than with an anime from 1988, namely Gunbuster. This all came about for me recently as I finally dug my heels in and started to watch the show all my favorite YouTubers rave about. Also, the Blade Licking Thieves had a podcast episode that I really wanted to listen to. However, starting a show that someone I regard so highly recommends and loves is really difficult for me because if they love it, I want to love it too. But it doesn't always work out that way, and as the saying goes, we only have so much time. Time and grief are two of the most important themes in Gunbuster, but when it comes to this show, without one you couldn't have the other. This show doesn't explore time travel in the way most would, and I think it's for the better. It's very difficult to create a story where someone goes back in time, because you must think about multiple timelines while only showing one and also balancing it so there are no paradoxes that can be easily exploited. Donnie Darko is one of the best examples of time travel I've seen. Gunbuster shows time in a linear fashion, but also that each entity, be them inanimate or living, has the ability to travel at different rates. This was shown pretty early on, in episode 2, when the Luxon is found flying through space at near light speed, showing the date being only 2 days since it was destroyed, when on Earth it had been 6 years, causing Noriko's hopes to rise, only to be crushed by the ether of space into oblivion. The setting of space is another one of the things that deterred me from watching the show for so long, because it's one of my least favorite settings. This might be due to the fact that whenever I see a space show, they never really do anything new with the infinite cosmos. But I digress. This show used something that I rarely see in media, the rate of time travel, and used it to tell one of the most depressing but also hopeful stories I've seen in a long time. Other pieces of media use the same story where a character goes through time watching their friends age while they don't, but use a character who lives forever. Gunbuster uses characters like Noriko who have finite lives but live those lives at a faster pace than everyone else. It's almost even more crushing. Coming home from space for your high school graduation, graduating early, mind you, at the age of 17, and bumping into your best friend who you lived with during your last year at that school, only to barely recognize her because your past 6 months in space have taken 6 years off her life and she has a kid. These are the kind of grave feelings this show can give you at times. It's not all a fear of losing everything though. There's plenty of hope throughout the show as well. There are many characters you meet along the way that bring joy into Noriko's life, and even if these characters get older, just getting to see them once more is enough, and the show really drives home the message of holding on to today, because tomorrow might be 6 years away. At first, I thought this show would be a solid 7. I was definitely enjoying the show and I was having a ton of fun with it, but my main complaint was that it was going just a bit too fast. It felt like I wasn't spending enough time with the characters for me to really feel who they were, and to get some emotional weight behind what was happening. Finishing the show left me with a completely different impression. I was left with the feeling that these were memories. Memories are a fickle thing, but also one of the most important things to us. We can hold on to them for as long as possible, but they never go at the same pace as they did when we experience these events. As humans, we tend to focus on only the good parts of our memory and delete the bad. It has its benefits as well as its downsides, but it's the way things are and there's nothing we can really do to stop that, at least until we are able to upload our memories as files to a computer. I'm inclined to believe that this was a conscious choice by the director Hideaki Anno, The pacing was too in your face for it to simply have been a matter of coincidence. Now, this entire time I've neglected one of the most important parts of the show, if you were to go by the name alone, the Gunbuster. This is a mech that, as you can probably guess, is used to save the Earth. There are other mechs as well, and those are used by the military as normal soldiers. The mechs are all cool, and the designs aren't the worst I've seen, though I realize this is an entirely subjective thing. I like my mechs on the slimmer side. And of course, you can't forget about the Inazuma kick, the signature kick of the robots in the series. I'm not the biggest fan of mechs in the first place, but the fights are extremely well choreographed, and I could tell what was going on and where everything was in relation to each other. Something space is known to distort. Do I recommend this show? Highly. Hell, it's only 6 episodes, and coming in around 2 hours makes it shorter than some of the most acclaimed movies of all time. And it doesn't need a class where a professor explains the meaning of the film, while he plays that bit with the monkeys screaming as background noise. Honestly, the more I contemplate this show, the more I like every detail about it. And with 6 2-minute bonus episodes, you can learn some science about space while you're at it. Did I mention there's a sequel for the show as well? Gunbuster. While I can't recommend it personally, since I have yet to see it, it's directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki, Hideaki Anno's apprentice, and is highly rated by people who also love Gunbuster. Thinking about the flow of time and how little your life matters in the grand scheme of the universe is great and all, but being given the tiniest crumb of hope and focusing on the present can make all the difference and change your outlook on everything. You matter because today matters, and as the song goes,
The past is far behind us. The future doesn't exist.
Thank you for watching another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, slap a like on that down below. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to get notified when I upload a video. I've been the Seaweed Ambassador, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.